Everybody, Bobby Fi flying solo today. Just got a message from Sheets that he's not going to be able to make it in today. So hopefully everything's all right. And we'll get into today's slate and go real quickly because I've got to record for tonight. I've got to do the golf afterwards. And then we'll wait to do basketball for live this evening. I'm going to share my screen real quick and talk through this slate game by game. Again, the slate starts in literally like 24 minutes, but most of the guys who I want to play are not playing till later. Although this first game is semi-appealing. I'm not getting to either of the pitchers. It's a pretty soft matchup for Perez, but just hard to use him for DFS because of the lack of strikeouts. So that's one major issue. Good afternoon to my man K9, by the way. Soriano, I understand it, but I'm not getting there. Both these teams have high totals. Good hitting weather today in Pittsburgh. I'm good with going, either direction here because the Angels are just insane value. So I have no problem if you want to do that, but I don't love stacking against Perez, and the Angels don't have a lot of power pop in their offense. So maybe don't do the 5-man. Actually, it looks like Sheets may actually be joining me shortly. So we'll hopefully see him shortly and go from there. That would be great because, Yeah. I don't know how to do the back and forth. I'm not good with dead air, so I'm just going to keep going for what I'm talking about, and then we'll bring Sheets in when he gets in here. But that would be awesome if he can make it. So, there he is.
Hey,
how's it going, man?
Just varying technical issues.
Sorry.
Nothing really to do with DFS too much. But are you going over the early slate?
Yeah, I was going over the early slate and just again, we can stop sharing my screen shares or use mine or do whatever. But yeah, I was just talking a little bit through it. It's an interesting slate for a morning slate. It's nice and split up today. So a lot of different ways to go. Curious what you're getting.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I literally just did the projections now. When I looked earlier, I had this. It felt kind of easy without looking at projections that I just wanted to play. Singer and BB, but I haven't really looked and see what the projections would look like. Who do you like as far as pitching goes?
So I'm going to be using a smaller. Let me just grab the projections here. What is going on here? I'm only clicked on the A's. I think C's, BB, and Singer are my three favorites, and I like the low ownership on Singer. I think this is a spot where we can use him. It's a decent hitting day and in Kansas City. Milwaukee has plenty of strikeouts in that lineup, so I'm good with the idea of using Springer and BB or C's, and then if I wanted to get a little bit frisky, I think Chris Bassett at this price just can put up a ceiling.
We don't like Singer today?
No, I said Singer. He was. You
did say Singer. Okay.
Yeah. He's in my big buy-in right now. With he and BB are my big buy-in. I like C's the next most. I mean, I like C's plenty. It's just you have a ton of ownership on him. And again, I just mentioned that it's a tougher matchup, and it's not good hitting weather today in Chicago. It's definitely, but it's just like 4-mile-an-hour winds, which is I don't remember seeing Chicago with less than like 15-mile-an-hour winds ever. So that's that was the things that I was weighing there. But yeah, those are the guys who I'm getting to the most. I didn't get to the Sonny Gray, even though I totally get it. I didn't get to Aaron Nola. Gavin Stone I think is completely viable, but I just personally prefer the other way. And I think that if I spent down, I think I like the idea of the ceiling of Bassett versus Stone, although I also think Philadelphia makes for an interesting stack. So it's kind of playing both sides of that one.
You get any so you mentioned the Oakland, Texas game and all?
Yeah, I like Oakland. I didn't get into that yet, but I actually like Oakland as a value stack that's different than the Angels will be I thought they'd be popular because they're so cheap. But Angels and Oakland stand out as value, like either complementary stacks or, again, I like Nevin at 3,200. Blade should be hitting third at 3,300. Toro is affordable. I think I'm just good with like a mini stack more than I would a full stack of Oakland. But I have the Dodgers as my number one full stack, and my number two full stack would be somewhere between KC and Pittsburgh. But I think that I would go. I would lean a little bit more towards KC on that one. And again, I do think Texas is a viable stack if you wanted to spend up and get a little lower ownership on your stack than the Dodgers. So Texas is completely viable to me.
Yeah, I was gonna now I say suggest something else. I was gonna wonder if you could be not talked into some JP Sears business, but I guess not. Huh?
Yeah, no, definitely. Actually, I mean that's fine. I just don't see. I mean, there is upside. He does have the strikeout upside, and the truth is, Texas, like again, they scored 15 runs yesterday again, which I'm really irritated that I keep getting them. I've played them as full stacks. The 2 days they didn't score 15 runs, and the days they scored 15 runs, they weren't on the main slate. So really irritating. And they've scored 2 in the last 4 games. So yeah, Sears. I think actually, what's his projection even? Was he that's far down? What's going on here? Let me see where Sears. Oh yeah, he's going to get some ownership. Yeah, I like Sears. I think Sears is he not starting? What's going on with these projections from SaberSim? Did he get announced out or something?
Who?
Now, well, I'm looking at SaberSim's thing, and they have Sears now not with no points.
Nice.
I don't know what that is. They've got him at 15% ownership, but no points. Let me just see who they have starting for Oakland. So maybe they are doing. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Sears, to be honest with you. We don't have a starting lineup for that one yet. It's going to be harder to try and play him if we don't know if he's playing, I guess. Although you're not losing much unless you're playing Soriano or Perez in the first game, because you got some time until we get those other lineups probably. So yeah, for me, Dodgers, Oakland as a complementary stack, Texas and Kansas City would be my favorites, with a nod to Philadelphia, but I would only be playing Philadelphia as a full stack. I don't think I really want one-offs exactly against Bassett. I just want to like full stack or fade that one. Oh man, I had some shot. I feel like I got all the NBA stuff right last night. Just couldn't get the right pieces together.
Oh really?
I did well actually. Yeah, I finished. I mean, I was in the top like 5 until the last like 2 minutes or maybe it was like 3 minutes or whatever in the 555, but I ended up like 17th. But I had some shots in the show. I had some really good lineups. I had a ton of Wiggins. I wanted to make sure to force in those value plays, and Wiggins had 30 fantasy points at 3K or what, 3,800. So that helps. But had I played Wiggins over what's his name in my big one, Hauser, I would have won the 555. So that was a little disappointed in myself. Anyway.
Actually have to watch these Oakland lineups because this one guy got pulled out of the game last night, the Hernandez or whatever.
Yeah, I know, and he's in my current build right now because he's 2,100.
Yeah, so just put that on your list of things to double check.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, by the way, like I'm not really playing this St. Louis game, but the weather does look pretty horrible. So like that's partly why I wouldn't even consider Sonny Gray because of that. Because I mean, it's a full orange. It doesn't look good. Again, it's all day, so that maybe they get it in later today or whatever. But I personally am just not touching it. I also didn't like the game all that much anyway, so it doesn't hurt me as much. But it's definitely one that I could see that I think you should, you shouldn't be playing Freddie Furman as a one-off, and that's the one problem. It's the issue I have a little bit with sometimes running sims and stuff, especially running scripts and lineup builds and stuff like that. It's just they're not going to factor in those things, and you're not unless you eliminate the teams. You're going to end up with one-offs like Freddie Furman today at 2,100. You're going to end up with a lot of one-offs in a game that may not play.
Right.
So. Tricky. Yeah, K9, to answer the question about favorite pitcher on FanDuel, I think that C's is probably the one you play if you only get one pitcher and you're going for ultimate ceiling. I just think that's the simplest way to go about it. And I know that you play a lot of 3-max stuff, and some single entries. So I think that would be the route I would take on FanDuel. Larger field stuff, I would probably, maybe you would consider BB, Nola. Those would be the other ones for me.
Yeah, this Mets Cardinal game is legit is legit at issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm just not touching it. Nothing, not doing anything with it.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart. So what I could do,
we have two pitchers who don't ever really get hit hard, so it shouldn't be that appealing anyway.
Right.
We know how the Jose Quintana stacks work. He gives up 1 run in 6 innings, and that's it. And every time everybody wants to stack against him. But yeah, I have more Oakland than I thought. So basically, my lineups are not decided because I don't have a Dodger lineup and I don't have an Oakland lineup, and those are the 2 teams that I have in my big buy-in right now. But the Dodgers likely will have Chris Taylor, not necessarily, but likely will have Chris Taylor in the lineup today at 2K flat. Kike Hernandez should be in the lineup at 2,900 against the lefty. Chance that some of those guys don't make it. There's a chance that Will Smith. Oh wait, we have a Dodger lineup. Yeah, I was going to say there's a chance that Will Smith may sit, and Will Smith is in fact sitting, which does take me down a little bit on the Dodgers. He's one of their their better lefty righty split guys, and I don't think Ryan Weathers is so terrible. So definitely a little bit of a knockdown to the Dodgers. I guess they just can't keep Muncy out of the lineup. Oh, that was the other one I had, Sheets. Jesus, I was in like 100th place in the relay with 3 different lineups that all had and with the Dodgers after the 3rd inning, literally had 35, 40 innings remaining, all the 4 and 5 man stacks, and literally nobody in the top 1,000 had anything left, basically.
Oh my God.
The Dodgers at 0% ownership at 8 runs and then just stopped scoring. Was a little frustrating because I got pages was up with the bases loaded and nobody out and all my guys on base, and it was just a close one though. But that Muncy at 5% ownership, it's the grand slam, and ended up with 30 plus fantasy points. Anyway,
who were your pitchers last night?
And I'm trying to remember from that one. It was Ober, who was fine.
Okay.
Ober and I don't think anybody really smashed pitching wise, right? It was just everybody was decent. Ober, and my other one was Harrison, who was good.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering how you were able to get to the Dodgers. I guess you use Ober and either Gill or the other one, right?
Well, Harrison was 64.
Oh, Harrison, right. Easy.
He only had 2 strikeouts, but he pitched 7 innings and didn't give up any runs.
Did Yamamoto end up with the complete game or no?
No, I'm sure he didn't. I can't.
I mean, he had 24 outs at least.
Did he got through the 8th, huh?
I think so.
No, I think they threw him 7, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
I'll double check it. But wow, that's he was very good anyway. Unless I missed something. It's possible I might have missed it. I was very caught up in the basketball and I wasn't paying as much attention to the baseball until I noticed that I had a shot. You're right. He got through 8. Yeah. Wow. He was very efficient. 97 pitches and both, again, I think we just have to on those slates, because they keep happening every 5 days, and every lineup that wins is usually Yamamoto and Imanaga. And Imanaga was great too. He had 8 strikeouts, 6 innings. And he was 4%, 5% owned,
we got to remember to deal with this Oakland guy.
Yeah, I've got to change all of my lineups.
He's definitely showing up.
Yeah, so no Chris Taylor and no Will Smith. Definitely a bump down for the Dodgers. And I don't know what the hell this projection. I'm just going to refresh this and see if there's anything changing about this Oakland situation with the pitching, because that is really weird. Oh, there he goes. Okay, they got Sears back with the projection now. That makes me feel a lot
back
better.
In. Okay,
he's got a projection at least. By the way, Kike Hernandez is hitting 5th, and yes, definitely there's a chance he gets pinch hit for at some point down the line. But for what it's worth, he's hitting 5th at 2,900 for the Dodgers, and that's a pretty good thing. Muncy, Nevin. And then do we have a really crazy cheap catcher? We have Pages, right, from the game that may not play. Great. Okay, well, we'll try Fortes for now. So I'm just gonna have to wait to see what. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my lineups now, because now I don't need the Hernandez value as much when I'm not playing Will Smith, Betts, and Ohtani together. All right. So what does that mean to the average man? All right, let's do this. Hernandez. Maybe Teoscar. Guys, drop any questions or thoughts. Sorry, it's always a little scattered on Wednesdays when there's like the multiple slates and all the craziness going on. So feel free to drop in anything you guys think or questions about. Why? Oh, I took it. Oh, there we go. KK. And then.
Yeah, so I unfortunately I have to run, but I want to do golf in a little bit.
Okay.
Can you want to do golf at like 1 or something?
Yeah, I'll do a quick baseball preview for tonight in between.
Okay, so I'll see you at like 1 o'clock for golf.
Sounds good.
Great.
Yeah, Kanan, I've said my favorite stacks like 6 times on this show, and I felt like I was repeating myself, so I feel good now that I'm not, at least. The Dodgers, I don't mind Texas or Philly as full stacks, but not getting to as many one-offs from them. And Kansas City would be my other one. And then I like Oakland as more of a mini stack. So that's where I'm at pretty much for that. But I'm probably going to get out of here to finish my builds here because I have to change whatever I had. I didn't play that many lineups, but I did have the Will Smith everywhere. And Austin Barnes is going to make the Dodgers easier to get to on a day where maybe you don't want to get to them as much. So I'm a little stuck with what to do with the Dodgers right now. Not loving that Will Smith is not in the lineup, but still obviously a pretty strong lineup, to say the least. Anyway, good luck to everybody, and we'll see you guys in the Discord. Any questions or anything pop up, just go ahead and fire them in there. I'll try and answer them as best I can, and I will do a live. I'll do a look for tonight's slate in just a bit. And thanks a lot to Point Blank. Appreciate that, man. I'm glad we're helping you out. Again, apologize for the Wednesdays being a little scattered, and we'll